What metrics should I use to grow my business? That was from Diane. Okay, so Diane, I'm going to give you two predominant metrics here. That's it. The metrics that you use in your company are so specific to your industry. You guys, it's really hard for someone who spent as much time in marketing as I have and business I have. It's still really hard for me to go, that's the exact metric that you should follow. But there are two, okay, my friends, there are two that I look for when it comes to metrics that I feel are kind of over the top. My buddy Keith is laughing at me here. Thanks for joining me, Keith. Yeah, you like the music there, bud? Yeah, he would like the music. I'll give Keith a little bit of this. There you go, Keith. Thank you for joining me, Keith. There we go. Keith is a wonderful business consultant, guys. He's brilliant, and I love his support. Thanks, buddy. All right. So if you are wanting some key metrics on how to grow your company, I'm going to give you the two that I love. Okay. And there's just two of them. Now, I will warn you, when you look at these two metrics, though, you can understand how there's a rabbit hole you can dive down with these metrics. All right. But before we get there, let's just figure this out. Okay. And we're going to work in sort of reverse order of how these might lay out. So first off, what I look for in a company is LTV. Okay. Oh my goodness. LTV. There we go. What does that mean? That means lifetime value. So what is the lifetime value of a client? What is it? That's the big question here. If you're looking at your business and you want to scale things, this is one of the questions that people run into when they're going, how much is a company worth? Is the marketing that I want to invest in worth it? You can't answer that question, my friends, until you know what the lifetime value of a client is. Because, for example, in the pet industry here, a per transaction value, so lifetime value, you guys, is dollar. Whoa, here we go. Dollar. Come on, I was going to put a P. $1 per purchase. Okay, P stands for purchase. Dollar per purchase. So in the pet world, this is about $50. That's it. One client spends on average $50 when they walk into my store. That's what it is. In some industries, it's way higher. Some industries, it's even less. Dollar stores are even less than this. Okay, so dollar per purchase. And then really lifetime value is just a multiplier times how many purchases equals LTV. So it's quite simple. How much money are they spending every time they come in? So per purchase, and how many times do they come in? That's it, right? So if you were to look at this from the pet industry, so the average client that we get coming in, our average client comes into our store 22 times. 22 times. That's the average. Now, there are some clients, of course, that come in once and don't come back, unfortunately. There are some clients that come in hundreds of times. But the average in 2022, I don't have 2023's numbers yet, but the average in 22 was 22 times. So an average lifetime value of a client for my business in the pet world is approximately $1,100. So without diving into the nitty-gritty of how much profit is there in that $1,100 and what your margins are and all of that stuff, just keeping this as simple as possible. One of the earliest metrics that I look at, Diane, is lifetime value of a client. And if my lifetime value of a client is $1,100, that allows me to go, okay, then what is the next metric? What is my client acquisition cost? Okay, so if you've got lifetime value, the other most important metric that you're going to look at is client acquisition cost. In other words, how much does it cost me to gather one of these people? Because I know they're going to come in 22 times on average. So how much is it going to cost me? And client acquisition cost is also a relatively simple number to initially figure out. Okay, so, and I use a metric called leads per sale multiplied times cost per lead. Okay, for all you math nerds out there, this is what we like here. This equals your client acquisition cost. So how many leads do you need to generate in order to make a single sale or generate a single client? And then how much does it cost per lead? So for example, let's say that you sold 1 out of every 10 people. So it took you 10 leads to acquire a single paying client. Okay. And each lead was $200 in Facebook ads, like your content strategy. You're paying somebody to help you with your content strategy, right? All those types of things, right? So for example, my marketing company, we run content strategies for companies, mostly focused on short video stuff. And they want to know, well, how much money, if I'm investing a couple $1,000s in this every single month, how many leads am I going to get from there? And then we find out how many sales they're going to get from each of those leads. Like we can dial this down to what it is going to be per lead, right? So in this particular case, so if it took 10 leads to get a single sale, okay, 10 leads per sale, and it was $200 a lead, a single sale would be worth $2,000. If you were to connect these two numbers here, right, my pet business numbers and this number, you would be going backwards to grow your company, right? Your lifetime value of a client is $1,100 and your actual cost to acquire the client is $2,000. You're losing money, right, my friends? This is not a good equation for the pet industry. This is a really good equation if you are selling a $5,000 program. This is a really good equation if you're selling a $10,000 program, right? But the reason I like client acquisition costs is it allows us to go, okay, what happens when we improve our sales? So if we do sales training and we double our sales, so now rather than 1 out of every 10 clients say yes, 1 out of every 5 clients say yes. So we have, right, 5 leads per sale, and we just leave this as the same, 200. Now we just cut our client acquisition cost in half. Right? So this is a really, really, really important metric to understand how to grow and scale your business and to find out where the gaps are. Like, where's the actual gaps that we're running into in our company? Why are I know lots of companies that don't understand why they lose money. They don't understand, right? They're looking for, they're trying to be like, hello, why am I losing this cash? We start to understand these metrics and it all becomes clear. It all starts to become really, really clear, right? So those are the 2 key metrics, Diane, that I would use if I was you to start to really understand what it's going to take to grow my company. And there's all sorts of nuance in these. If anyone ever wants to go deeper on this, reach out to me. This is something that my team and I do. This is how we help clients grow their companies, is to understand the lifetime value and the client acquisition cost in a really deep way for your specific company, for your industry, what's happening with you. And it's a very, very valuable understanding tool to know how to grow your company that way. Okay, I hope you guys got great value out of today. This was fun. So my friends, if you got good value out of this, please join us in the Marketing Wizards Inner Circle Facebook group. It's a free group. I go live in there all the time. Plus, you can take our 5 days for 1 year of marketing bootcamp that's right inside that Facebook group. So you can go over there and access that. And if you are looking for help with your marketing, book a Compass call, right? So you can reach out to myself within the group or reach out to me personally here, book a Compass call. A Compass call is basically a 45-minute chat where you and I sit down, we find out where you would love to be with your company. You'd absolutely love to build a company that's doing this and where you currently are. And we find out how to get the right trajectory to get you there. So I call it a Compass call because it's often needing to have got to auto-correct a little bit to where you'd love to be. And we book these calls all the time and we find out if there's anything that we can do to help people, of course, right? It's a great way of us showing what services we can provide companies to help them grow. Shameless plug there. But more than that, it's just a great way to figure out, okay, this is where I'd love to be. This is where I am. How do I get there? What's the jump I can take and get a roadmap to that type of success? And until next time, I have been Michael Bridgman. You have been awesome. So go out there, enchant your audience, make some magic happen. And this has been another episode of the Q&A session for Marketing Wizards Inner Circle. Ciao for now.